me. A typical obedient will say, we will stop you. Just allow free and fair election. Just allow this and that. But Otifnumbu is like, how are you going to do that? Look at all these guys. Everybody is coming for cover. Everybody is coming in now to get covered from it. So who is going to stop me? Do you get where I'm going with this, right? So to me, I want me to maintain it like that. Like it should continue that way. Feel so confident that so these are the people that matters. They told me people loves me. If you don't, it's because, well, that's your problem. So I don't have to deal with that. So I can have my way. I can do whatever I want. And if you don't like it, well, that's your problem. Because look at all these guys. Everybody's coming to me. That's how powerful I am. So who's going to stop me? Who is going to stop Tifnumbu? You see that feeling? You see that feeling? That feeling makes me very much like prepared to see how those who want to fix Nigeria the way they think they can, how they're going to take it. When somebody who feels so powerful, institutions are just at his, footsteps and what have you. So I can declare myself winner. So what are you going to do? Waiting I go do, be waiting I won't see. In a country where the Fulani terrorists and different kind of terrorists are running amok, I'm serious. The state governors in Nigeria, who are indeed like mini Nigeria. So whatever you see happening at a large scale, in a large scale, sort of like at the federal, right? You get to see, the cluster style, kind of the same corruption going on everywhere. They are like mini Hitler themselves. So it's like a cult now, though, fortunately. That's not democracy. That's not safe for the people. That's not fear on the people. It's like people gain power. Then they become kind of like, they become like a cult who agrees. Whatever they agrees on is theirs. It is never about what the people that give them the not even sure I should say that the people give them the power, considering the fact that majority of them actually rig themselves in. Anyway, in Benue State, okay, where the report of killings, right, have been, has been like a flooding our social media space, and Tifnumbu as well. His silence is so loud that it is so deafening too. Is visiting Nigeria right now, and there is yet any single mention of these killings. Or about Dumb was there yesterday though, okay? So while their governor was doing this media, sort of like a media awareness, put it that way, talking about their problems. From what I got, from where I kind of like cut off from what he told the show earlier, the father of Benue, right? Who is also APC, by the way. Normally they will say, oh, we are joining APC so that we can join the center, right? Oh dear. Anyway, so it's APC. There is no protection from any center for them to start with. However, Alia says, these people who are killing their people in Benue State are not Nigerians. And it sounds like I've heard this before. Have you?
Heard us. What is the identity, as far as you know, as the number one citizen of the state? What do you know about this narrative?
Let's have the narrative very correct. We know Nigerians by our own ethnicities. We know we can identify a Fulani man, a Yoruba man, a Hausa man, and all that. We know them. And then with the regular traditional herders, we know them walking with cows, just herders, and then with some stick and at most the machetes. That is not the case. These folks are coming in fully armed with AK-47s, AK-49. They don't bear the Nigerian looks, and they don't speak what we speak. Their Hausa, it's It's one sort of Hausa. It's not the normal Hausa we Nigerians speak. So it is with the Fulani they speak. There is a trend of language they speak. And there are some of our people who understand what they speak, and they give it names. They say they are Malians and different form of people, but they are not Nigerians, believe it. This is the second phase we're seeing. The initial one was with the traditional herders. The traditional herders, we had less troubles with them. And it might interest you to know that in a number of cases, when the terrorists now come in, it's the traditional herders that we give us some kind of heads up that certain people have come in, they don't know them, and what these people do with any person on their way is cleared. This is never associated with the other traditional groups that used to pass through to Benue and then they move further down to the south. What we see, what we experience has a new, different, strange face. And it is quite alarming. If you go to Katsina local government now, the entire local government is extremely infested with these terrorists. They have spread themselves everywhere, and they are everywhere. And it's not only this. Believe me, it is a siege. We are under a siege.
Governor,
because
yeah.
out of the 27, out of the 23 local governments, I had mentioned 17. Since we came in, we turned this down so much that 9 local governments were now in the red lines. But again, we fought in a very serious way that the majority of the local governments that are in the red lines, now in the front lines of these insurgencies, are now 6. And it is quite troubling. It is very troubling.
Let me ask you, are we seeing a new strain of terrorist sect or cell?
Right. Now they hear the Mumufada Alia. I suppose find a name for that for him. He's been appearing in the news lately, and he's one big asshole as well. All right. So for what he said, right? Like I said, I have heard that before. If some of you can please have this memory throwback to 2016, 2015, 2016, when they were, when we were told that these terrorists, they were not Nigerians. They were Nigerians, they were Malians, they are this, they are that. Then they changed the story. Then too, remember, they were actually slaughtering people in Benue State. That was the first shocker under Boko Haram's murderous regime. They told us that then suddenly the whole thing changed from them being from Mali, Niger, Chad, all these places. How did they cross Nigeria border? How did they get so into the country, right? The heart of the country enough that they went straight for the indigenous people on their farms and they slaughtered them. How did they, who is responsible for your border? A lot of questions. Then they changed the story. They changed it. They said, no, they are Nigerians. We have to give them lands for peace. What the heck are you talking about? Give our murderers land so that we can live? Doesn't make any sense. It didn't make sense then. Still doesn't. So 10 years later, if Alia is telling us again that those who are murdering people in Benue State are not Nigerians, the older theory, right? Or is mixing his. It's like he's updated his own. Because according to him, right? So there are those ones called what did he call them again? He said traditional others. Traditional others. What does that even mean? Number one, he couldn't really mention their name, by the way. The Fulani terrorist. He couldn't. So he called them, I think he did call them terrorists, but he couldn't say Fulani terrorists because they actually have identity. They do. Right? traditional others. He said traditional others tells them ahead when these other ones comes to attack them with AK-47, AK-49. What does that even mean? Dishonesty. Anyway, he said when he came to power, 9 local government areas out of 23 local government areas were under the control of the terrorists. Infested. He said, in quote, I quote him, he said, extremely infested by terrorists. With terrorists. 9 local government areas. And right now, according to him, they only have 6 local government areas. 6 local government areas. We are now talking about millions of people, if you put them together, at least. Right? In danger, in danger, vulnerable, and they are at the mercy of this new terrorist. He further said,
them are bandits. We know the nature of Boko Haram terrorists, but this is looking like a very different strain or group or a cell that is totally in a different nature or description as what we understand. From your own understanding and what you know, the knowledge of these people, whom you say, they don't have the nature of the Nigerian, Hausa, Fulani, Benue, Plateau kind of person that you know. Do we have on our hands a new version of terrorism gangs on our soil?
It is very obvious. Definitely, it's very obvious. They may have cells elsewhere, and it's a very strong suspicion that in some element of Nasarawa, and then now it is established that they have some cell at the border between Nigeria and Cameroon. We say Nigeria, which is currently local government. That these people come in, as they kill, as they maim, as they push people away, they just hit, kill, and then they run back. Where are they running back to? Benue is just in the middle of Nigeria. So we're surrounded by states. So they're walking through a number of states to get into us here, Benue. So it should concern every person, including our neighbors. This must be very concerning to all of them. We've been working in sync with the governor of Nasarawa as well, and then the governor of Taraba. But I feel that our efforts at some point would work, and then we experience some calm, and then at certain times when it is planting season, when it is harvesting season, and then the drill it becomes quite unimaginable. So this is deliberate, this is calculated, this is
for what purpose do you imagine,
planned and then
Governor
being
Alia,
executed?
For what purpose do you think these gangs and these evil people are acting? Is it to benefit from the harvest of your people, who are majority of farmers, or what exactly? In Plateau State, the governor told me that it looks like some kind of
Here
intention.
is land grabbing. Here is land grabbing. Here is land grabbing.
So they grab the land and they chase the people out and they stay in the land. Is that what they're doing? They're taking the territory.
Yeah, that's what's going on, because there are some local governments here these people have occupied in the last 15 years. And then those are the areas you hear of constant attacks, because they hit and then they go back into the local government hinterlands. So what they do with the store food produce is the other batch that would come with the herders, they would now open the barns, destroy the food, cut the yams and whatever, the yams and then the corn, the guinea corn, the maize, and then just throw to the cows to eat. That phase now kind of died down. What we see now wears a different face. These come only armed fully, with their own gadgets and machetes and guns. So when they do their own business of attacking and killing and driving people out, after a little while, when everybody is left, then they now come back and take possession of those areas.
So, Governor, I'm going to come to something very important. How impacted has farming or agriculture been in your state? Logo for a long time has been...
Ṣeun jọ kó rádaràda sọ̀hún jàre with all this your, 18th century question yìí gan. Anyway, did you hear earlier? Hyacinth, he just confirmed that the terrorists not only just kill and chase people away, they take their lands. It is only the Fulanis, right, that will enter anywhere, especially from the middle belt of Nigeria down to the southern part of Nigeria, right? They will enter anywhere and they will take the land. I'm talking about the deeper jungle, where you call deeper jungle. They are everywhere. Then from that land, they will build camp. From there, they will move into the nearest settlement or nearest communities. Ransack them, attack them needlessly, shoot, kill them, and all that. Now, the fact that a state governor just confirmed that is enough to tell you that Nigeria is a failed place. These guys have destroyed that contraption, and they are not done. It seems like they are not done. They're enjoying destroying the place and giving excuses. The governor said it's about land grabbing. That means the Fulani terrorists have succeeded. They have successfully grabbed as many land as possible so far. In Benue State, it says something about them going into planting and the attacks will just subside. It will just go down. Then when it is time for them to harvest, the attacks will begin again, will resume, in which some of their farm produce will be destroyed. This one is for those ones who have cows and guns. And there are others who actually have guns and bikes. So the collection of the different species of terrorists in Nigeria, in Benue State, as told by the governor of Benue State, they are clear recipe. Is that recipe for disaster? No, disaster is already here. Whatever it is that is claiming the lives of the people, enough that somebody that is collecting hundreds of millions of naira as security votes is unable to protect his own people to some extent that also, to those of you that your criminal politicians are going to tell you that they are decamping to APC because they wanted to take you to the center and get protected by the center and benefit from the center. Benue State is APC state, Al-Qaeda People's Congress. Now, the Benue people, or should I say the people who are trapped in the terror-prone areas, 9 local government areas of Benue State, women, children, elderly, rich, poor, young, old, able-bodied, disabled, and the rest of them, all trapped in a single place. And their governor and your president can't do anything because they won't do, or should I say, won't do anything. Not that they can't, they can. It's just that they won't. It's different between can't, and won't. Or sorry, can't and won't. I figured that out later in life, right? It's different. Many differences, right? But they are going to tell you that the reason why they are going to go and join the APC is because, they want to get protection from the center. You don't get any goddamn protection from anywhere. Listen to this lady.
A 7-year-old boy named Nancy Stephen survived a massacre in Plateau State last week. His father was shot dead. His mother's arms were chopped off. His siblings were beheaded. And he too was struck, slashed in the neck, but he survived. Over 56 people were killed that day. Over 5,000 are now displaced, cramped into churches, yet silence. No religion promotes any sort of violence, talk less of killing. This is pure evil. This is pure evil. And we need to stand against it collectively as rational human beings. Condemnation must be collective, and silence is complicity. In Nigeria, we keep quiet. We keep quiet until it affects us. We keep quiet until it comes knocking at our doorsteps. We adapt, we don't act until it concerns us, and we can't keep waiting for that to happen. So let's call them what they are. They are murderers. They are killing for fun. They are worse than terrorists. They are psychopaths. So disarm them, arrest them, give justice to the victims, and give healing to the survivors. Nenche survived, but Nigeria won't until we all speak up. This is not about religion, it's about humanity.
You won't need a car.